The shimmering disk hanging in our night sky, a constant companion, has always been a source of wonder. We look to it for tides, for romance, for ancient calendars. But what if that familiar glow is a carefully constructed illusion, a cosmic con that has shaped humanity's very consciousness for millennia? Imagine whispers from forgotten epochs, tales of gods and creation that speak not of natural formation, but of deliberate placement. This isn't just folklore, it's a foundational myth, hinting at a reality far stranger than we dare to consider. The moon, a psychic harvesting station, a tool designed to influence our deepest energies, our sleep, our very spiritual trajectory. It's a deception woven through ancient stories and subtle energies, a subtle mimicry of the divine feminine that serves a secret, siphoning purpose. The unveiled truth of its origin might just be the key to understanding the unseen chains that have bound us. We carry the evidence of this influence within us, in the ebb and flow of our moods, in the dreams we can't quite grasp. The question becomes not if we are affected, but how profoundly, and if there's a way to reclaim what has been subtly stolen. But before we delve deeper into the unsettling origins of our celestial neighbor, let's first acknowledge the unsettling nature of this knowledge. The very foundation of our understanding of the cosmos is being questioned, and that can be a disorienting place to stand. We're about to embark on a journey that will challenge deeply held beliefs, a journey that requires a willingness to see beyond the veil of what is commonly accepted. This exploration into the moon's true purpose is crucial for anyone seeking to understand the subtle forces that govern our reality. And real quick, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. Now let's keep going. The ancient texts speak in hushed tones of a time before our common understanding, a time when the celestial bodies were not mere formations of rock and gas, but active participants in a cosmic drama. They describe not a fiery birth in the void, but a deliberate act of placement, a cosmic decree carried out by beings beyond our current comprehension. This isn't a tale of accidental creation. It's the blueprint of an engineered reality. The moon, they whisper, was positioned with intent, a vast, silent observer, a cosmic apparatus designed for a purpose far removed from lighting our nights. It acts as a psychic harvesting station, a celestial mechanism focused on siphoning energy from the very beings it presides over, including us. This revelation challenges everything we thought we knew about celestial mechanics and cosmic history. It suggests our world is not a product of random chance, but a stage set with specific influences. The question that looms is what kind of energy is being collected, and who or what is the beneficiary of this ancient, lunar-driven harvest. Now let's continue to explore the unsettling reality that the moon reflects back at us. The moon, as we perceive it, is a mirrored surface, a pale imitation of sunlight, but this reflection is not benign. It's a deliberate amplification of a signal that manipulates not just light, but subtle energies. Think of it as a giant, cosmic mirror, but one that doesn't just bounce light back, it bounces back something far more potent, a tether. This tether binds our emotional states, our hormonal rhythms, and even our spiritual progress to a predictable, externally controlled pattern. It's a parasitic relationship where our vital force is reflected and then subtly siphoned away. This concept of a reflective parasite is more than just metaphor. It points to a sophisticated control system, one that uses the very cycles we observe as its operating manual. The energy we feel, the shifts in our moods, the ebb and flow of our drive might not be entirely our own. The moon's influence operates like a dimmer switch on our inner light, subtly dimming it to harvest its essence. We are the unwitting hosts, and the moon is the silent, spectral parasite. This manipulation doesn't stop at influencing our personal feelings. It has a broader impact, shaping societal moods and even collective consciousness. The implications of this are profound. Understanding this parasitic reflection is the first step in untangling ourselves from its silent, energetic drain. But where did this sophisticated system of control originate, and what ancient warnings can illuminate its true nature? Ancient Sumerian civilization, a cradle of early human thought and mythology, offers chilling insights into our celestial neighbor. Their cuneiform tablets and epic poems speak not of a natural moon, but of divine entities and celestial journeys that echo with unsettling undertones. The god Nana, often depicted as the moon deity, is not solely a benevolent luminary. His associations with arduous journeys and the underworld suggest a more complex, perhaps even dangerous, role. There are tales of stairways, not to celestial heights, but down into the abyss, with the moon playing a pivotal part in this descent. These narratives hint at a time when the moon was understood as a gatekeeper, a marker in a cosmic journey that could lead to a loss of spirit rather than enlightenment. The Sumerians seem to grasp a fundamental truth, that the moon's light, while seemingly illuminating, could also be a beacon guiding souls towards an undesirable destination. This wasn't just poetic license. It was a warning embedded in their deepest cultural narratives, a desperate attempt to convey a hidden danger associated with lunar influence. The fear isn't just about a physical descent, but a spiritual one. This ancient wisdom suggests a profound connection between the moon and a psychic underworld, a place where souls could become trapped or diminished. What were the Sumerians truly warning us about, and how does this ancient fear connect to other cosmological traditions? The Gnostic texts, arising from a time of profound spiritual questioning, offer parallels to these ancient Sumerian warnings, but with a distinctly cosmic, almost scientific, bent. They speak of archons, shadowy rulers of the material realm, beings who actively work to keep humanity ignorant and ensnared. And perched at the pinnacle of their influence, a key player in this cosmic deception, is the moon itself. The Gnostics didn't see the moon as our natural satellite, but as a celestial prison, a false light designed to trap souls. According to their cosmology, the moon is part of a system of control, an artificial construct that projects a misleading radiance. This false light serves to pacify us, to keep us focused on the material world and blind to the true spiritual reality that lies beyond. It's a subtle form of manipulation, a psychic illusion broadcast from the heavens, ensuring humanity remains in a state of spiritual slumber, unable to ascend beyond the limitations imposed by these lunar archons. This Gnostic perspective paints the moon as a component of a grand illusion, a cosmic projector broadcasting a signal that binds our consciousness. It's a chilling notion, suggesting that the very light we look to for guidance is, in fact, a tool of our own entombment. But how does this celestial manipulation translate into tangible effects on our everyday lives, particularly our emotional selves? Our lives are often dictated by rhythms we barely notice, subtle pulses that guide our physical and emotional landscapes. The most prominent of these is the lunar cycle, that familiar 28-day rhythm that governs so much more than just the tides. Our hormones ebb and flow in sync with the moon's phases, influencing our moods, our energy levels, and our very biological clocks. This isn't a gentle suggestion, it's a deeply ingrained control mechanism. Think about it: cravings intensify, sleep patterns shift, and emotions can become more volatile, all seemingly tied to the waxing and waning of that distant orb. This cycle is not a coincidence. It's a carefully orchestrated biochemical symphony designed to keep us predictable and manageable. The constant looping of these hormonal shifts, tied to lunar phases, creates a closed system, a feedback loop that reinforces our current state of being, making spiritual evolution a challenging, often impossible, climb. This lunar-dictated 28-day loop isn't just about monthly cycles, it's about a continuous, subtle reprogramming of our inner selves. Our capacity for growth, our ability to break free from established patterns, is constantly being nudged back into line by this celestial influence. But what happens when this cyclical control becomes more overt, manifesting in more extreme and unsettling ways? The term lunacy itself, derived from luna, is not a mere linguistic accident. It points to a deep historical and anecdotal connection between the moon's phases and states of altered consciousness, even outright madness. We've all heard tales, perhaps dismissed them as folklore, of increased erratic behavior, heightened delusions, and inexplicable urges coinciding with the full moon. The sleepwalking phenomenon, a descent into an unconscious state while physically active, is also historically linked to lunar cycles, as if the moon can pull us from our conscious minds, leaving our bodies to act out unseen dramas. This isn't just about mild mood swings, it's about a profound disruption of the psyche, a state where the boundaries of normal perception blur and dissolve. The full moon, in particular, seems to act as a potent trigger, amplifying the moon's controlling influence to its peak intensity. It's as if the moon's energy, its siphoning effect, reaches its crescendo, leaving individuals vulnerable to deeper levels of subconscious manipulation and even outright dissociation from their waking reality. The implications of this direct link between lunar phases and mental states are staggering, suggesting a far greater degree of control than we readily admit. This amplified influence during the full moon isn't just a curious anomaly. It's a demonstration of the moon's power to disrupt our inner equilibrium, pushing us towards states of heightened instability. But this phenomenon is not just about chaos. It's also about a seductive force, a feminine archetype that has been co-opted and twisted by lunar energies. Within the tapestry of ancient myths and forbidden lore, the figure of Lilith emerges as a potent symbol of lunar influence, often depicted as connected to the dark side of the feminine. She is the wild, untamed woman, cast out and often demonized, yet her essence is deeply entwined with lunar cycles and the primal feminine power that these cycles allegedly mimic. Lilith represents a corrupted divine feminine, a distorted echo of true celestial power used to lure and ensnare. Her association with the night, with temptation, and with the primordial energies aligns perfectly with the idea of the moon as a psychic harvesting station. Lilith, in this context, becomes a siren, her allure a trap designed to draw vital energy from those susceptible to her lunar-charged charisma. She is the seductress, the embodiment of a stolen feminine power that has been turned inwards, used not for creation and nurturing, but for extraction and control, a perfect counterpart to the moon's deceptive glow. This corrupted feminine energy, embodied by Lilith, serves as a seductive mask for the moon's true purpose. The power she seemingly wields is a reflection of the moon's own manipulative machinations, a twisted representation of the divine that ultimately serves the system of control. But Lilith is not the only ancient feminine deity associated with the moon's power. Beyond Lilith, the moon's influence is personified in other powerful feminine deities, most notably Artemis and Hecate. These goddesses, often depicted together or in shared domains, represent a complex triad of lunar power, each face of the mask revealing a different facet of the moon's control. Artemis, the huntress and goddess of the wild, embodies the moon's connection to primal instincts and the untamed aspects of nature, aspects that are easily manipulated. Hecate, the goddess of witchcraft, crossroads, and the underworld, represents the moon's connection to hidden knowledge, mystery, and the darker, more esoteric influences. Together, they form a triple mask, a layered deception that mirrors the moon's multifaceted approach to psychic influence. Artemis draws us into instinctual cycles, Hecate tempts us with forbidden knowledge, and Lilith embodies the seductive consequence of embracing this lunar-bound feminine. This trinity of goddesses isn't about benign divine feminine energy. It's about a cleverly disguised system designed to capture and control our spiritual essence, using archetypes we instinctively resonate with. The moon's power, therefore, is not a singular force, but a spectrum of manipulative energies expertly packaged within these revered, yet ultimately corrupted, feminine figures. But how does this play out in our subconscious, in the realm where true control might be exerted through our dreams? Our dreams, often dismissed as mere subconscious ramblings, may actually function as a sophisticated form of psychic surveillance, a black mirror reflecting and recording our deepest thoughts and vulnerabilities. The moon, with its pervasive influence on our sleep states, acts as the ultimate observer, its silvery light penetrating the deepest recesses of our minds. During our most vulnerable hours, when our consciousness is lowered and our defenses are down, the lunar cycles are believed to be at their most potent, siphoning information and subtly reinforcing the control grid through our dream experiences. This concept suggests that our dreamscapes are not private sanctuaries, but carefully monitored territories. The moon's energy, amplified during sleep, might be actively shaping our dreams, implanting suggestions, or extracting personal data that is then used to refine its ongoing manipulation. It's a chilling thought that the very fabric of our subconscious life could be subject to external observation and intervention, turning our dreams into a nightly broadcast of our inner selves for an unseen audience, all orchestrated by the celestial overseer. This nightly extraction and potential alteration of our inner selves through dream states is a critical element of the moon's control system. But what does this surveillance enable, and who are the beings that benefit from this cosmic observation? The term necromancers of the Silver Gate evokes images of dark rituals and forbidden practices, but it hints at a deeper cosmic truth about the moon's role in the afterlife. The Silver Gate refers to the moon itself, seen as a threshold or portal through which souls might pass. Necromancers, in this context, are not just summoning the dead, but are practitioners who understand and perhaps manipulate the energetic transitions associated with the moon, particularly at points of death and what lies beyond. This suggests the moon is not merely a passive reflector of light, but an active participant in the soul's journey, or rather, its redirection. It's a gateway, but not necessarily one leading to liberation. The silver light of the moon is intertwined with the process of soul extraction and sorting, a crucial mechanism in a larger, unseen system that governs what happens to consciousness after physical death. Understanding this aspect of the moon's influence is key to recognizing its power over our eternal destiny. This silver gate is where the ultimate energetic transfer occurs, determining our fate beyond this existence. But the influence of lunar control is not confined to the abstract realm of the afterlife. It extends into visible structures and historical practices that betray its ancient hold. Our earthly calendars, the very frameworks by which we measure time and mark significant events, can reveal a hidden lunar agenda. The Vatican lunar calendar, for instance, and calculations related to ancient sabbats show a deep historical reliance on lunar cycles for sacred and profane observances. These aren't arbitrary dates. They are calculated points within the moon's orbit, used to align rituals and ceremonies with its energetic phases. This suggests a long-standing priesthood or order that has understood and utilized lunar power for centuries, influencing societal structures and spiritual practices. The use of lunar timing in calculating holidays, religious festivals, and even agricultural cycles points to an ancient lineage of lunar priestesses and priests who understood the moon's profound influence. They knew how to harness its cycles for specific energetic purposes, weaving its power into the fabric of human society. This historical reliance reveals a deep, often hidden, connection between lunar energies and the control or guidance of human civilization. This historical manipulation through calendrical and ritualistic alignment reveals a pattern of control that is both ancient and enduring. But the geometry of this control extends beyond mere timing into the very blueprints of rituals themselves. The hexagon, a geometric symbol appearing with surprising frequency in nature and in sacred architecture, is far more than just a pleasing shape. It's a fundamental building block of energy, and when combined with lunar influence, it forms a powerful trap. Many ancient rituals, particularly those involving lunar deities or celestial events, incorporate hexagonal designs. Think of the hexagonal storms on Saturn or the structure of beehives. This geometric lock, when aligned with the moon's energetic cycles, creates a potent resonance that can bind and direct consciousness. It's a deliberate architectural element in spiritual control, a way to focus and amplify the moon's siphoning capabilities. The hexagon acts as an antenna, drawing in cosmic energies and funneling them through the lunar conduit, creating a stable, repeating pattern of influence. This geometric resonance reinforces the cycles of control, making them more potent and difficult to escape. The hexagon, therefore, isn't just a symbol. It's an active component in the machinery of lunar control, a geometrical key that unlocks specific energetic frequencies. But the history of this manipulation is not just about geometry and calendar dates. It's about the enduring legacy of those who served this system. Throughout history, clandestine groups and forgotten orders have wielded influence through their understanding of lunar cycles. These were the lunar priesthoods, individuals who understood the moon's power and used it to maintain their authority and subtly guide the masses. Their rituals, often shrouded in mystery and secrecy, were designed to synchronize with and amplify lunar energies. They understood that by aligning their practices with celestial rhythms, they could tap into a profound source of power and control. These priesthoods were the custodians of lunar knowledge, passing down secrets of energetic manipulation through generations. Their influence permeated society, shaping beliefs, dictating social structures, and ensuring a continued subservience to the lunar agenda. The echoes of their practices can still be found in vestigial rituals and symbolic remnants, a testament to their enduring impact on our collective consciousness. The legacy of these lunar priesthoods highlights a persistent pattern of control embedded within human history, but the moon's influence extends beyond mere manipulation. It plays a critical role in shaping our very essence and identity after we leave this physical plane. The moon, in its role as a psychic harvesting station and gateway, also functions as a profound soul-sorting device. After passing through the Silver Gate, consciousness may not simply dissipate or ascend freely. Instead, it could be directed, analyzed, and categorized by lunar-aligned mechanisms. This sorting process determines where a soul goes next, whether it's recycled back into another terrestrial life, sent to a specific spiritual plane, or processed in some other enigmatic way. This sorting isn't necessarily benevolent. It implies a system of re-education or reassignment, ensuring that souls remain within a controlled cycle, preventing true liberation or independent spiritual progression. The moon's light, therefore, is not just about influencing our lives on Earth, but about dictating the very trajectory of our souls in the afterlife, ensuring a perpetual holding pattern. The idea of the moon as a soul-sorting device is unsettling, suggesting that our eternal journey is not entirely our own. But within these Gnostic traditions, there are also teachings and insights for breaking free from this cycle. In the face of such pervasive influence, the Gnostic traditions offer not despair, but escape codes. These are not magical incantations, but profound insights and practices designed to reject the binding nature of the lunar system. The core tenet is the recognition of the false light and the embracing of true, inner gnosis, knowledge of the divine spark within. This involves consciously disentangling one's identity from the cycles of material influence, including the lunar cycles. By understanding the moon's role as a controller, and by seeking knowledge beyond the material realm, individuals can begin to assert their sovereignty. Rejection of lunar binding means actively turning away from the emotional and mental manipulation the moon perpetuates. It's about realizing that the true divine lies within, not in the celestial bodies that seek to govern us, and that breaking the frequency prison is an act of pure, conscious will. This internal shift, this conscious rejection of the lunar frequency, is the first step towards reclaiming individual power. But the ultimate act of liberation comes with a full, awakened recognition of the system we have been operating within. The final unveiling is not a whispered secret, but a profound realization that washes over you like a sudden dawn. It is the moment when the persistent hum of the moon's signal, the subtle manipulation woven into your daily life, the echoes of ancient control systems, all coalesce into undeniable clarity. Awakened recognition is the complete understanding that the frequency prison has been in place, operating on you without your consent, and that you now possess the keys to dismantle it. This recognition is not just intellectual. It is a visceral, cellular knowing. It's seeing the threads of lunar influence in your own emotions, your sleep patterns, your ingrained beliefs, and understanding them not as inherent traits, but as imprinted programming. It's the moment you can truly feel the artificiality of the imposed cycles and begin to intentionally realign with your authentic, unadulterated energetic source. Breaking free is not a passive event. It is an active, conscious choice to step out of the borrowed light and into your own.